Sócrates Brasileiro Sampaio de Souza Vieira de Oliveira, known simply as Sócrates, was one of Brazil's most charismatic and talented football players. Born on February 19, 1954, in Belém de Pará, Brazil, Sócrates was not only a gifted midfielder, but also an intellectual, a man who used his fame and influence to challenge the status quo both on and off the field. His footballing brilliance, combined with his complex personality, made him an iconic figure in Brazilian football and a symbol of the country's golden era of the 1980s. Sócrates' football career began in the streets of Belém de Pará, where he developed his love for the game. He joined the youth ranks of Botafogo SP, a club in the interior of São Paulo, where he quickly made a name for himself to his exceptional talent, vision, and technical skills. Sócrates was not only known for his ability to control the ball, but also for his remarkable intelligence on the pitch, his quick thinking, and his ability to read the game in ways that few could. His style was defined by his elegance, flair, and creativity. With his tall frame, his ability to glide past defenders, and his vision for creating opportunities for his teammates, Sócrates became a standout player from an early age. After impressing in the lower divisions, Sócrates moved to the top-tier side, Corinthians, in 1978, where he truly began to make a name for himself. His arrival at Corinthians marked the beginning of an era that would go down in Brazilian football history. Sócrates joined a team that was already talented, but his presence in midfield elevated them to new heights. His combination of technique, intelligence, and leadership made him the heart of the team. During his time at Corinthians, Sócrates formed a legendary partnership with players such as Casagrande and Sócrates, which propelled the team to the top of Brazilian football. One of the most memorable periods of Sócrates' career came in the early 1980s when he became the captain of Corinthians. His leadership was not only on the pitch, but also off it. Sócrates became a leading figure in the Corinthians democracy movement, which was a political movement within the club that fought for player rights, democracy, and freedom of expression. The movement allowed players to have a say in the club's decisions, including team tactics and match strategies, and was a direct challenge to the authoritarian nature of Brazilian football at the time. Sócrates was a key figure in this revolution, using his position as captain to advocate for the rights of his teammates and to bring attention to the country's political and social issues. His activism was a reflection of his intellectual nature, and he often drew on his background in medicine and philosophy to shape his views on life and football. Sócrates' footballing skills were never in doubt, and his performances during this period earned him a place in the Brazilian national team. His first appearance for the national team came in 1979, and he quickly became a key player in Brazil's midfield. Sócrates was part of the golden generation of Brazilian football in the 1980s, which included players such as Zico, Falcao, and Junior. The Brazilian national team of this era is remembered as one of the most talented and exciting teams ever to grace the World Cup stage. Sócrates played a pivotal role in Brazil's midfield, where his technical ability, vision, and leadership helped to create a flowing, attacking style of play. He was known for his incredible passing range, his intelligence in orchestrating the game, and his creativity in linking play between the defense and attack. The 1982 FIFA World Cup in Spain is perhaps the tournament that defined Sócrates' international career. He was part of the Brazilian squad that dazzled the world with their attacking football, combining flair and creativity to overwhelm their opponents. Sócrates' performances in the tournament were mesmerizing as he helped to orchestrate Brazil's attacking play with his skillful dribbling and precise passing. The team, managed by Telk Santana, was widely regarded as one of the greatest to never win the World Cup. Sócrates was instrumental in this Brazil team, showcasing his footballing intelligence with key assists, remarkable passes, and a leadership style that captured the imagination of fans worldwide. However, despite their brilliance, Brazil's hopes of winning the World Cup were dashed in the quarterfinals by Italy. In a dramatic and heartbreaking match, Brazil lost 3-2 to Italy in one of the most iconic games in World Cup history. Sócrates, along with his teammates, was devastated by the defeat. The loss marked the end of an era for the Brazilian team and left Sócrates with an unfulfilled World Cup dream. Nevertheless, his contributions to Brazilian football during this period have remained a lasting part of his legacy. After the 1982 World Cup, Sócrates continued to play at the highest level. He returned to Brazil and played for Flamengo and then for the Italian club Fiorentina. At Fiorentina, Sócrates continued to showcase his technical brilliance, but his time in Italy was relatively short-lived. Although he had his moments of magic in Serie A, the Italian league was a different challenge for Sócrates, and he struggled with adapting to the tactical demands of the league. He returned to Brazil in the mid-1980s, where he played for the likes of Flamengo and the Rio de Janeiro-based club, the Fluminense, before retiring from professional football in the late 1980s. Sócrates' career was not just defined by his skill on the pitch, but also by his lifestyle and his approach to the game. He was a well-educated man with a degree in medicine, and he often used his platform to discuss social and political issues in Brazil. His intellectual nature and his willingness to stand up for causes he believed in made him a unique figure in Brazilian football, one who transcended the sport. Sócrates was a man of the people, deeply involved in the struggles for democracy and freedom in Brazil during a time of political repression and dictatorship. His activism was both powerful and impactful, and his influence extended far beyond the football pitch. Sócrates' post-retirement years were marked by his continued involvement in football and social causes. He worked as a pundit, offering his insight and opinions on the game he loved, and continued to be an advocate for political change in Brazil. He also became involved in various philanthropic activities, seeking to improve the lives of those less fortunate in his country. Sócrates' public persona was always that of an intellectual and a social activist, someone who used his fame to make a difference. Tragically, Sócrates passed away on December 4, 2011, at the age of 57, after suffering from food poisoning and septic shock. His death was met with an outpouring of grief from both the footballing world and beyond. Sócrates' impact on Brazilian football and society is immeasurable, and his legacy lives on in the hearts of fans who remember him not only for his technical brilliance on the field, but also for his intellectual and social contributions. Sócrates is remembered as a symbol of Brazil's golden footballing era of the 1980s. His creativity, intelligence, and leadership on the field, combined with his activism and his passion for social justice, made him a true icon of the game. Though he never won a World Cup, Sócrates' influence on Brazilian football is undeniable, and his legacy as one of the